ready to leave what I've now dubbed Mayhem Bay because we had quite a few boats drifting off yesterday and some of them hitting us. And we're going to head north to Cassiope, which is a small little town in the north of Corfu. Actually going to leave our boat as we head to Cyprus to visit some of our friends for a week-long holiday from the boat. So it should be pretty exciting.
It's a bit windier than we thought it was going to be today. The plan was to anchor today and dock tomorrow, but the forecast is a little off again. So it's already blowing about 25-30 knots. So we're going to take it into dock now. The problem is this marina, it doesn't have mooring lines, which is what we've been using in the Adriatic and the Ionian so far. So we're going to have to do what's called a med moor, which means we drop our anchor out, reverse into the dock and tie off with ropes there. And it's something we've never done. It's supposed to be quite challenging, and this wind is going to make it all the more challenging. So a little bit nerve-wracking, but we will see how we go with our first med moor. The boat's secure and we've organised a local guy to keep an eye on it while we're away. We booked an early morning shuttle, but I didn't sleep at all last night, worrying that it wasn't going to show up. I've called and they said to call you. Okay, there's no one on... Is there another number? Our transfer didn't leave where the agency who we booked it through said it was going to leave. At my flight's at 9, so I have to be there at 7. No one's available, but now he's back on the radio. So I'm already going to be late, but I'm just on hold to what has to be the last taxi man in Corfu. I've rung about probably 15 numbers. Our friend Jordan, who we will meet in Cyprus, comes from a Cypriot family, some of whom still live on the island. So this trip will be an opportunity to get to see the island from a more local perspective. Flight in is a reminder that Cyprus is a lot closer to the Middle East than the rest of Europe, and as we get closer, the terrain seems to reflect that. Food is pretty central to the Cypriot culture, as we learn enjoying a feast in Larnaca before we set off to Aiya Napa early the next morning. Day one, we find out the plan is to get back on a boat to see the coastline of Aiya Napa from the water. The coastline is striking for its rocky cliffs as well as the crystal clear and stunning blue water. Cyprus shares a lot with Greece: food, culture, language, but maybe not least is the crazy amount of stray cats. You'll find them everywhere, in the streets and even in your accommodation late at night, and they can cause quite a racket. Day 2 and we are returning to Aiya Napa, this time to explore from the land, cliff jumping at the famous sea caves. After a day at the caves, we visit one of Aiya Napa's many beach clubs and head out to experience the famous Aiya Napa nightlife. Nursing hangovers, we are headed west toward the beach town of Paphos,
along the way stopping to see the Rock of Aphrodite, one of many places that have taken the name of the goddess of love, who was said to have first emerged from these waters. After spending the evening in Paphos, it's on to Latsi. The journey reveals a different side of Cyprus, as we drive through hilly farmland overlooking the sea. Arriving in Latsi, we hire a private boat to explore the coast. Latsi is blessed with the same crystal clear water, beautiful colour, and wild, rugged beaches. Our final night in Cyprus, and the trip ends much like it began, enjoying the hospitality and the souvla at one of Paphos' oldest restaurants.
We've had a pretty eventful 24 hours, starting from our flight being delayed in Cyprus. Our flight from Cyprus to Athens was delayed by about 15 minutes. We only had 1 hour to make our connection. We managed to run through the airport and make it on our flight to Corfu, but our bag did not end up making it with us, so who knows where that might be. Could be still in Cyprus, could be in Athens. Losing our bag made us miss our bus to Cassiope, the last bus that was running that day. We had to get a very expensive taxi. So we came back to the boat in Cassiope Marina and found out that our power had stopped. So everything in our fridge had spoiled, the lights would barely come on. Yeah, it wasn't very fun. So then this morning, when we were trying to leave, we were a little bit worried about whether we'd have enough battery to pull up the anchor. Managed to pull up the anchor just to find that we had caught another chain that was laying on the bottom of the marina. Quite fun catching a chain on your way up. Some nice man came to help us. So now we're headed into the main marina, Guvia, to try to figure out all of our problems. Why our batteries died, why our fridge has stopped working.
Holiday's over, huh?
Holiday is officially over.